Yes. Thank you for tuning in today again. We've got an awesome show for you today, and I want to tell you guys, thank you guys for coming in to Star today. It really takes a lot for you guys to be here today, and I really appreciate you guys here. So, first of all, we have a show today of the LGBTQ club, and we have the leader, the president, if you want to say, with us today, and we have some others with us today. We have J Mo, and we have Alan. So let's just jump right into it today. For right now, we're gonna start with you, J Mo. I would like to ask a few questions because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with questions, and I'm almost positive this will be the first podcast that we have about this at Lincoln.
Really?
Pretty positive.
Fancy.
You know what I mean? So I know, right? Awesome. And so let's dig into it. We only have about 20 minutes because we're here during lunchtime, and I thank you guys for giving your lunch. But I do have some snacks over there for you guys. There's some little chips and
Food.
I think there's some drink over there. I'm not 100% sure, but there's some chips and whatever's in the fridge. So we will jump right into it. And thank you guys for tapping in with us again at Star Podcast. So a quick question. What's up with the LGBTQ club? Give us a little rundown about what LGBTQ means and when do you guys meet and stuff like that.
I could do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Just look at the camera.
Wait, I think that you wait. What did you say?
Well, what do you think that what does LGBTQ mean?
Oh, I think that it means like what your sexuality is, and then not just that, like what you feel for people and your pronouns and things like that. It's kind of hard to explain, but things like that. Yeah.
Things like that, like L is for lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer community. This is the club for us, the club, and you guys. Well,
And
so.
allies.
And allies, that's right. I'm the ally. And so listen. And you guys, when do you guys at the school here? How does it work? Tell me about it. Either one of you jump in. How does it work? Do you guys meet lunchtime? You meet after school? You have club meetings? What do you do in there? Come on, let's talk
So
about it.
there's like many different groups, and this
Okay.
one's just during lunch on Mondays. It's always fun to come in. You're always excited to be there, and if it's like your first time, there's nowhere to be scared because there is other people exactly like you, waiting to have fun with you, waiting to do some cool experiment or do some paint or talk about your feelings, like things you wouldn't go out and tell other people.
Right, and that's important.
It is, and like you always have like a person there for you. It's like emotional support group.
Nice.
Everyone has some,
You got
and coming here is like having one big one.
Wow,
having a
that's awesome.
family.
That is awesome.
I think, and another thing is, if you go to the LGBTQ club for a while, like if you go every Monday, I'm gonna be me and Miss Trudy, the leader. I'm just the leader. Me and Miss
She's the
Trudy,
adult leader,
yeah,
and you're the student leader.
Our vice president couldn't be here today. Her name is Sam, but
Uh-huh.
but him. But today, I mean,
Yes.
we're gonna have a big party, and at the end of the year, people who come a lot we're gonna give them like a small present. It might not be super expensive, but it's gonna come from our hearts.
Amen.
And we're gonna have a popcorn party and things like that. So we're really excited to see you there. And we're gonna have a
Nice.
huge party.
And if I can help out, let me know. I would love to help out, man, on that. Whatever it may be, if I could furnish you guys with popcorn or whatever, some drinks or whatever like that.
We would like
Let me
we
know.
need some drinks probably.
For sure. Alrighty then,
Yeah,
we
we
got
can do
that.
drinks.
We got that under control. Okay, cool. So, and next question. I mean, sounds like you answered it, but I want to tap into it real quick. Real quick, have you found some friendships here, and what is that like?
Well, yes, we've both actually found a lot of friendships. We had met before the
Okay.
club
Yes.
actually,
Nice.
and
We became besties.
yeah, we did. We actually bonded over this more
Nice.
than we did naturally. So we kind of got used to it, and then we started making more friends in there. That's actually how we met the vice president,
Okay.
and we became real cool friends with them.
Yeah.
And I have a lot common with them because they also do band, and I do choir.
Uh-huh.
So
I do
that's
choir
kind of
too.
cool.
So let me just stop right there because that's like one of the questions here. That's important. Like, why is it important to be with people like you?
Well, it's important to be around people like you because if you're around people who are not like you, they're going to judge you, criticize you, throw you aside, and use you. If you're with people that are like you or want to be around you or think you don't need to be something else to be awesome, then that's the people you want to be with. They're always going to be there for you. They're going to support you. They're going to be your ride or die.
Hey,
Can I add on to that?
go ahead. Yes,
Okay.
please do.
So it's like, yeah, I've had a lot of fake friends over the years because that's just something you have to learn.
Hey, man,
over.
that's awesome. You're right.
But usually, like, if you're in the, like, usually in, like, pairs of 3, there's always going to be a third wheel, but it's okay. You can also have friends that you're not third wheel to. And sometimes it's not like that. Like, I have my 3 best friends, we're in a group of 4, but sometimes we're just 3, and I don't feel left out. But fake friends, they're not nice. They're toxic, and I've been, like, when I had a fake friend once, they tried getting money out of me, and it was and I was like, I gave them money all the time, and I realized you shouldn't do that. That's not, it's your money. You should spend it on your own, as my mom told me. And I think when you have a real friend, they'll actually be nice to you.
Right.
And like Alan said, how we bonded, we also bonded in chorus / choir. I don't know.
Right.
But I just think that your real friends are gonna be there for you. It doesn't matter their age. Like, I'm friends with 2 8th graders and 1 7th grader, and they're like my best friends ever.
And you're 6? Great.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, unconditional friendship, being unconditional, no conditions. I'm your friend regardless, That's awesome right there. Okay, so just by being yourself, could you help people or have you helped people? Can you give me an example just by being yourself? How does that help anybody out?
Being yourself, it can help with a leader role and like a role model for people and things like that. And it's also good. And people could learn from that, and you could be like an older sibling to them if you wanted to, and you could be their best friend. Being you helps the world in one little way or a big way. Like, one day you might think right now, I don't believe in myself, I'm not good at this, but one day it might even become a president.
I heard that, and if you drive for that, and it's so possible. I'm telling you, it doesn't, today to me, I'd say 15, 20 years ago, it might have sounded difficult, but today that does not sound difficult. That's so attainable that it's 10 years, 5 years down the line, 10 years for you. Really possibly, it's so possible for you to be president.
It is. Like,
so
a lot of people have autism and dyslexia, like, the person who made Disneyland, Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney. He had I think dyslexia, and he made Disney.
Yeah, no boundaries, man, no crutches. All right, so not the last question, but we got some other people we need to get in here too, and we'll do that in a second. But we'll just pause and then pop back in. It's so easy. So what we're gonna do though is I need to ask a couple questions. This one is necessary. This question needs to be asked. Okay, so coming out can be scary. How does this group help you guys with that? How does this group help you with coming out?
Well, we prefer if you know it's probably like bad for you to come out or you're gonna get hurt to come out. We motivate you to come out to like friends or people you can trust, so you are safe. And if whoever is gonna hurt you doesn't find out.
Yes.
And we're kind of there so we can help you so that you don't get hurt and that you have a place to be. You know where to stand. You found your place.
For sure.
Instead of feeling like an odd piece or out of line or not where you're supposed to be. So it's kind of good to have us by your side. And like, it's a big thing because we do talk about coming out most of the time and how we did that and when and how did you know?
Okay.
And we all kind of like help each other with that.
May I add on?
Go ahead.
So basically, like when I first came out, like I still go to therapy.
Okay.
And it helps me a lot. But my therapist, she said, "Hey, I'm starting to host an LGBTQ club," and I said, "Okay." But at that time, I was only like bisexual, I think. But I didn't want to tell my mom because I was scared. I thought I like girls and boys. I think there's something wrong with me, and I just didn't know. And I felt very uncomfortable. And when I told my mom, she's like, "It's just a phase. It's just a phase." But then she became more supportive. But I think it's like we're at the LGBTQ. Me and the vice president are trying really hard to make it a better place for people. And next year we're gonna have probably a lot more fun stuff, because this year we were just trying it out. And I hope that this club runs in Lincoln for a long time.
Man, me too. And I hope you guys have Trenton said it started something that's awesome, something that other kids who will come through sharing the same feelings, going through the same thing, will take with them and be able to learn something from you too, guys. So I appreciate you guys tapping in. So what I think we'll do now is move on to the next two and continue some of these questions, man. And is there anything you guys want to say to anybody before you get out?
Believe in yourself, and it's okay if you're LGBTQ, and if your parents are otherwise, don't listen to them, because they might not know what's going on. Like my mom didn't, but now she's super supportive.
And you know what? Just to tap into that real quick, that could be so scary. That's the main, I think, one of the main pieces in this whole thing coming out to a parent. That could be so scary. So like I said, I've got you guys as a parent's permission to be on this show. So it's obvious that you guys have done that.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say congratulations to you guys for becoming who you believe that you are, and who you can stand up to be who you are.
When I first said this, I said, "Oh, Mom, she's like, why are you going to the LGBTQ club? Are you gay? Are you gay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just an ally. I'm an ally there for sure."
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how it is with my dad. He doesn't really like that I'm participating in all this, but I am glad I have my mom on my side, which
Amen.
she is always there for me if I
My
need
dad
her.
doesn't know.
If I need her, or if I've been by there. And actually during summer, the bead art that we were doing, that's actually how I told her.
Wow.
Through the bead art, I had made a bisexual heart, and that was back when I believed I was bisexual. And I started learning more, and I realized I was actually non-binary, and probably poly or demisexual, which is you kind of like people that you're close to, friends or like someone you're really close to that you bond with. So and then poly is where you date more than one person with consent from both of them.
I have a question.
Well, see, I
for
learned
you,
something new
Alan.
today too. You guys teaching me stuff too. We only got 20 minutes, man. We got 8 minutes left, but I'm like, we need to come back to school. We need
I have
an
a question for
hour-long
you.
podcast, 3 hour long.
Do you want to say what your sexuality is, or do you want it? I can
Uh,
tell.
Well, my sexuality. You mean my?
Yeah, like your thing. Like, what are you? Like, I'm lesbian and you are.
Poly or demi.
See,
so
she
asexual.
got a couple, poly or demi. Hey,
I'm
I can dig it.
lesbian and asexual.
Okay, see, that's a lot. There's a lot for me too. I'm learning as I go here, but I totally respect it all. You know what I mean? Because for instance, whatever makes you happy, man. See, listen, in this world, we have to be happy. Period. In order for us to flourish, I haven't really seen a unhappy person flourish at life 100%. It's so difficult.
Attention student Lincoln
We gotta
Leinfelder, please report to the front office. Student Lincoln Leinfelder, please report to the front office.
Thank you. We had to let that go by. We can't. That's part of the game. Can't stop the announcements. So yeah, I support that, man. You guys, I want to say, you know what? You guys doing the best you can. Keep doing it. I see you guys around campus. That's why I stepped in there. I love what you guys are doing. I just hear so many things that go on here, and I think there's a need for this. There's a need for you guys to share with the other students here and the other people here who don't believe or who think that, you know, you're different. There's such a need for this, and I just want to say thank you guys for coming
Yeah,
in.
and there's actually some people who are really sad when they aren't a part of anything or feel like they're a part of anything. So when they're by themselves, they're all alone and they feel like designated. That's why we have things like these groups, so that if they do, there's somewhere they can come and come chill with us and let us know about them, and we're there to support them. You want to try something out with your name or your pronouns? We'll help. You want to try a new name? Okay, we'll say it for a couple
I
times.
try to help as much as we can.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, let's get it going. We got about 7 minutes left, 6.5 minutes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in some of the other two. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. Go ahead and give them a shout out. Look in your camera. Give them a shout out. Thank you guys. Hey. All right. And we're back in again. And this time we have two more. We have the lovely Miss Trudy and Blake. And so we're going to start out with Miss Trudy since we have about 6 minutes. So we'll start out with you. And what I want to do is let me ask you little questions like, how'd you get started? Let's give a little background about you, what you do, what you did, how you get here, how we get here today.
Nice. Well, first of all, I started here and plan to continue as a therapist here at Lincoln.
Nice.
The therapy is outsourced with Palomar Family Counseling, but I work with the counselors here at the school, and I began to see a need, a real interest in getting something together where like-minded individuals could learn about more positive ways to get together. What I saw in therapy was a lot of the depression or self-harm or some problems with absentees at school. And I myself have been involved in a beautiful relationship for 23 years with a beautiful woman. We got married 3 times to each other to get it to stick, but now we're married for real because our state has allowed this to happen.
Amen.
And I thought, you know what? What if I had this when I was in middle school? Let's see what happens. So we called it Lunch Bunch. And it has become a real gathering, and it's a lot of fun. I think I should stop talking at this point because you get to talk too.
Well, we can raise that too. You get to talk too. So I guess time is a little over, but we still got about 5 minutes. I can take care of it all. Just keep on. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. So Blake, tap into it, Blake. So like, what kind of acceptance do you find here in the club? And tell us a little bit about yourself too. How'd you get here?
Well, my friends told me about this club, and I was a little shaky about it at first because I didn't know if it was actually real and like it did all this stuff, but it turns out it's really supportive. It helps you, and it overall just makes you feel a lot better about yourself and how you see yourself, and like if you're part of the LGBTQ plus community or ally, it makes you feel a lot better knowing that there's people who support you.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me ask you, Miss Trudy, like, what are you bringing to the group? Like, when the uniqueness, their identity, like the support, the friendship, like, how do we bring that to the group?
Oh, there's so many beautiful things we do. We've done art, we've done sophisticated things, and talking about our unique labels, coming out to family, creating a safe environment, creating pride, being with like-minded people, creating collaborations, and having fun. I believe in having fun.
That's it.
And so that is one of the things that we do too. Is just and we must have chips.
Right, I can dig it.
Always
You gotta have
have
the chips.
Gotta have chips.
That's important. That's important. You gotta have the chips. So let me back up a little bit. Let me ask you. Once again, what do you think about being with like-minded people? Like, why is it important to be with people like you?
It's important to be people like yourself. Like, it's important to be around people like yourself because then they've sort of got similar stuff that happened to them in their lives, and then how it turned out and what they're doing here.
So
today.
basically, to get some support from them too, as
Yes.
well. Support each other. How about you? Can you tap into that? Like, basically, when they're in there with why it's important for them to be in there with people like them, especially because I know they can make those connections. But why do you think that it's super important that we have this? Because I want this to really resonate because there's kids out there who I know who are not here, who I know are they should be participating,
It would help.
and they're afraid. Some of them have some of them get really angry, so what do you think why those kids who are not here should be in there?
Right. Well, from a therapeutic point of view, these kids have been known to act out, and they end up getting in a lot of trouble. Or they may act in and implode and hurt themselves, or even suicide has been an issue. So with this cohesion and friends, there tends to be more of a joy. A joy. I am not alone, and what I am is not to be poked at or made fun of. It truly is something that I bring to the table that can add a zest and flavor to most situations. And these young adults are beginning to realize this together. It has been so joyful, and what a amazing experience to be with them this year and watch it evolve.
Man, I tell you, I appreciate you guys for tapping in with us. I wish we had another hour to go on, because this could go on forever, because like I said before, it's so informal and there's a lot of information, and I've already learned something myself, right? You're never too old to learn, never too young to teach. Like, I just learned the poly and the other things,
Yes.
from Alan, that really gives it gives some clarity, on understanding like what's really going on. So Blake, I want to thank you for tapping in with us. And anytime you guys want to do another one before we go, if school's out, let me know. If it's something you guys want to do, put on our school website, our school podcast, totally fine. Get your other kids involved as well. And then like you guys said, before we leave though, let's tap in real quick so that they will know you guys have something coming up. You said again, I heard her say something coming up about you guys have a little party or something coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Either one.
Yeah, go.
Do you know about the party?
So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be the people who usually show up to it. I'm personally not gonna be here for it, but
Well, we'll keep you in our spirits.
we're gonna have chips, probably.
Oh, yes, and
Popcorn.
popcorn,
Yeah.
and a couple of reviewing games of what we learned this year. A little gift that you saw, a beautiful pride bracelet given to people. Just a celebration.
Right.
It's so important to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And
May I butt in real quick?
of course.
A couple, like last month or 2 months ago, we also made, you brought in a bucket with a lot of pieces of paper, and like you had us write down stuff on it for our goals, and then you would pass them around at the end, so that's most likely also going to
I
happen.
have specially put those together. You will love it. It's like a piece of art, and I will hand it back to you so you can see the growth that you're doing.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I look forward to seeing the event, being there. I'm going to give you guys some juice, drinks, whatever you need,
You're
waters.
invited for sure.
Sure. And then whatever else you guys need, let me know. And like I said, I thank you guys once again for tapping in. Start podcast anytime. And thank you
Thank you.
for coming through, Miss Trudy.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Blake, Alan, J Mo. Man, this has been awesome, man. And like I said, once again, Start podcast. And we have the LGBTQ club in today. And listen, be nice. Love on everybody. Thank you for tapping in with us.